We're gonna learn about the mortgage application process, and in that we talk about mortgage application process, how important, why buyer need pre-approval every time they want to buy a house, right? And preparing for the mortgage application process, how do we prepare for it? So we learn so we can be very well prepared when we go talk to our first-time home buyer. I think when you meet your first-time home buyer, they have so many questions, and it's awesome questions, but it's going to be all in this training. Okay, so it's really, this training is for you to meet your first-time home buyer and understanding lenders' requirement. This is really important because you're going to ask them to provide a lot of things, and then they say, why you ask for so many things? And you know why. One time I have a client who told me, wait a minute, I'm applying for a mortgage, right? Why you ask me so many questions? Are you a policewoman or something? I said, no. Lender want to know everything about yourself before they lend you money. So, okay. So we're gonna go to the first slide. Okay. Overview of the so the whole process, we're gonna learn from A to Z of the whole process of mortgage application, right? From the day when your client thinking about buying to the day your client get the key, right? We're gonna learn the whole process. And then we will go over, in this first step, we're gonna learn about what is the mortgage application and what is the loan questionnaire. Okay, what are the difference between the two? Okay, we're gonna talk about it. Next slide. Anna, can you remove this over here? No, there is a screen that it kind of cover this one. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So what do you see here? This is the whole process, and it actually, look at the first one. Don't look at everything. And this is how do we? Okay, first of all, we have to acknowledge the person who gave me the idea of creating this, and that is Mr. Ramos. He gave me the idea. He said, "Let's give it I've been doing this a very long time, and I take in feedback, comments, so that we can do better. Because the loan process is a lengthy process. It's 30 days, right? Now that it can be 21 days, but the client will say where I am in the process. So Mr. Ramos give me an idea, say, you should tell your client where they are on each step of the way. So we created this. So the first one, so you see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 steps in the whole process. And every time we send out an email to update our client with their loan, we send one of these out. If we just receive the document at the very beginning, when we just receive the document, we send them the first line showing that they are in the set up part of the loan process. So we send an email, whatever we want to say on the body of the email, and then at the bottom we show this one line showing that they are at the setup process. And then if after we submit the loan, we send another email, and at the bottom of the email we have the second line. It shows their loan already in submission. So, and also for me to tell you the whole process, this is only 6 steps of the whole process. So set up that when you collecting document from your client, and then you send it to the loan department. And by the way, the loan department email is newloans@PacificWide.com. I forgot to put it here, but newloans@PacificWide.com. Then you send the whole packet there. When set up receiving that loan package, they will send you an email, or your client an email to congratulate them to submit the loan to us. And if we need more document in that email, we will ask them for more document or more information. And then the second step is after we get all the document, we go through the loan, we do all the analysis, like income analysis, And after we talk to our clients, what we can do for them, we put them the loan application into submission. So that's the second step. And then after submission, we're waiting for approval from lender. And lender, when we get approval, normally we get approval with condition, and then we send them another email telling them that congratulations, your loan is approved with some condition, and we ask them to provide condition. And then the fourth step is about clear to close. That means after the client provide all the condition the lender wants, and then the lender sign off all the condition, now we're moving out to the signing process. That means clear to close, that means the loan is ready to the closing portion of it. So when it's clear to close, that means we're gonna work with title company to get final numbers, fees and charges, and we arrange the signing for the client with the notary. Of course, the agent always knows what's going on. So even if you don't have a loan license, you still taking care of your client. So every email that we send out, you are included in it, so you know what's going on. And then PacificWide, one good thing about PacificWide is you are a real estate agent. If you bring your client loans here, you also earn commission, even though you don't have a loan license. This is the beautiful thing at PacificWide. The loan department, we take care of your client from A to Z. We're responsible for the mortgage. We quote them rate, everything. All you do is you just bring them here and the documents. That's it. You earn commission. And good thing about loan customer, they repeat. They do refinancing. So it's really awesome income. I don't think many lenders have both loan broker and real estate, but at PacificWide we have both. So that's our advantage, and that's your advantage, because you earn repeated income. We just bring the client here, and the mortgage team do the rest of the work for you. And then the fifth step is when after signing the loan will it complete, the loan is complete, and it moving to recording the new buyer to the title of the property. We call it recorded stage of the process, right? And the last one is actually funded and then recorded. Funded, that means after signing the loan doc, lender will fund the money, and then the seller gonna get this money. Then the title company will move the seller name out of the title and put the buyer name on the title. So that where we have the recorded state, that when we complete the whole process of the loan, and you as an agent, what do you get?
Commission.
Commission! That's celebration time, okay? So that's the process. It's so simple, right? You can explain it to your client. This is easy. You can use the same slide and you explain it to them. Here is the whole process of the loan or the application, and we can get it done in 3 weeks now. 3 weeks we close the loan. Today we submit the loan to lender to the closing date in 3 weeks only. Okay? Any question before we move on to the next one? Zoom people, have any question? If not, we can move on to the next slide. Okay, so now we asking you, okay, so the mortgage application, this is the form. I don't put that in there because it's too much to put it in. If somebody want a copy of the mortgage application or somebody want a copy of the loan questionnaire, just let us know. We email you a copy of each. But look, I have a whole package of mortgage application. It's called Uniform Residential Loan Application, and it have 8 or 9 pages, right? It's a lot. It's a lot. And you don't want to fill it out, and your client don't want to fill it out because it's 8 to 9 pages. It's a lot of pages. Do you want to fill this out? Do you?
No.
No. No, you don't want to fill it out. You will let the mortgage team fill it out because it's so much to work on. In the past, we had only 4 pages, and I remember I started this career a long time ago, 20 years ago, when I have to do handwriting. Back then there is no internet submission, there is no internet upload. Back then everything I have to do handwriting. I remember if I make one mistake, I have to do it all over again. And I remember my first loan, I keep rewriting it and my hand got really tired. Only 4 pages and now it's 8 pages, it's double. And luckily now we can type it, we don't have to write it. In the past it's only 4 pages, but now it's 8 pages. And it asks about everything about the buyer. Birthday, social security number, about if they married or not married, how many dependent children, about their work history, about their job history, everything in here. A lot more than what I just said. That's what 8 pages. So nobody wants to write this or type this. Only the loan department, we have to do this, okay? So that's why I created this loan questionnaire. And how many pages do we have? 2 pages. Only 2 pages. First page, second page, and the third page is the authorization form. The authorization form is the form for client to agree to allow us to run their credit report. That's it. So, do you write 2 pages or 8 pages? Which one? 2 pages. That's why we created loan questionnaire. And I created this form based on the information of the residential loan application. I picked out what most important that I need, and I put it in here. And also these information are the one that only the one who talked to the client can get it. Because the loan department is sitting behind the scene, they don't see your client the first time. They will communicate to your client when the loan turned into lender, but after that, later. But at the beginning, we don't talk to your client. You are the agent, you are the only one who can get these information for us. And these are really important, including their email, their phone number. That's how we can communicate, right? How many children do they have that's still on their tax return? How long have they been in their job? How long they've been in their residential? What the purpose of buying the home? These 2 pages include the most important information that only the agent who can get it for us. So that's why when you have the clients, you will help us to fill this out. I prefer an agent filling this form out for your client instead of you ask your client to fill it out. Why? Because filling out the form will help you to create the relationship or the connection with your client. You don't know anything about them. This is the best thing to start with. You don't have to think of what question to ask them. You just ask from the form. You say, okay, I'm gonna help you to fill out the loan questionnaire. I'm gonna interview you and I'm gonna fill it out for you. Instead of I'll let you fill it out by yourself. So as you fill the form, you can ask them, like the current address and then how many years have you been here? If they live here for 20 years, say, wow, that's awesome. If they live here like only a year and a half and they want to move, then you have to ask why. You want to understand the motivation of the new purchase, right? You want to understand your client. What is the purpose of buying a new home? 2 weeks ago, we did a video on radio, and we say, when you want to buy a house, all you need to do when you come to us is tell us what you want and why you want it. The rest, let me take care of you. Make it easy for people. So why is it important? Why do you want it? What you want and why do you want? That's the most 2 important thing that you want from your client. And make them feel like this is easy. Make them feel like I don't have to do anything. I'm gonna get my dream home. Do you like that? Or you want to work so hard for your dream home? I like to have people taking care of my transaction. I just wanna tell them what I want and why I want it, and I'm gonna pick and choose which how I like. That's all I wanna do. I don't want to sit and fill out this even 2 pages. I wanna do that. we as agent, we can do this. It's easy. And if you fill this form out 2 times, the 3rd time is so easy for you because you get used to it. It's the same thing every time. It's not changing. It's not like this week the form different from next week. No, it's the same exact form. I've been doing this for so long, and I created this form for more than like 15 years ago, I think. It's just really easy. So the difference. So this is the loan questionnaire form, page number 1. So I don't need to go through it because normally, what is it? Their name, their social security number, their birthday, and if they marry or single, of course you can tell they are male or female. You want their cell phone, their email, you want their current address for sure, and how long they lived there. This is really important. Lender pay attention to the history of residency, okay? And then if they live there less than 2 years, then you need to know the address of the previous home, okay? And you ask them question, are you in forbearance? Forbearance meaning right now they don't pay for their mortgage, and that's no good. And this happened in 2020 a lot, but not anymore. But we have to answer all the questions, right? Everything here is important. Like, are you obligated to pay alimony, child support? Have you had a short sale, foreclosure, bankruptcy? All this information are critical because lender will base on all the answer here to approve the loan or not. I don't want you to skip anything on this loan, 2 pages, because you don't have to fill out the 8 pages. Now you only fill out 2 pages. Do not leave anything out. Fill out every single item in here because I only pick out the most important thing to put into these 2 pages. So that means everything here is critical. Everything in here is very important. So we want everything to be filled out. So the second part of the form is loan and property information. So you ask them, how much do you think you are affordable to, like the way you ask for the purchase price that they're thinking of. Most of the time they know how much they want to spend, okay? But sometimes they say, I don't know, I need you to tell me how much I'm qualified. Then that's good. But then the next question, because normally in here I don't ask how much money you have. I don't ask in this form because I collect the bank statement. But I ask this question. How much do you plan to put in your down payment? What is your down payment amount that you plan to do? And they will tell you, I'm planning to do 100,000 down payment or 200,000 down payment. Listen, when they say I plan to do 100,000 down payment, doesn't mean they have 100,000 down payment in their bank account. Don't assume. Do not assume they have that amount in the bank account. But you ask the next question. Where is the money right now? A lot of people, especially Asian, money is under the bed or money is everywhere, right? So that will be the second part. We'll talk about money. But right now, when you fill out the form, this is when you get to know your client really well. And this helps a lot, right? Alex, you've been in this for so long. Give me some insight about when you talk to them about all this information.
Well, actually, that's when you mention that form or even the long form, it's an interview. That you get to know the client more. Again, their motivation. Why are they buying?
Yeah.
Of course, where the money is coming from. That alone, if they answer you well, that means that you can see their commitment to buying a loan.
Exactly.
And if they try not to answer 1 or 2, of course you need to ask them. You know what? I understand that you wanna hold into that information, but believe me, that will help. That will pretty much help you get the loan.
Right.
So you can see the motivation there. If they don't want to give you information, you might go and work with that client.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thank you, Zarek. So you ask them all the question here, and then the third part is employment. Employment is very important. You would need to ask them their current employment information, start date. When did you start this job? You have to know the date exactly, like June 15, 2018, right? Starting. And then what position? All this is important. what position you are holding right now, the title, and you ask for the current address of the company, the building, and what kind of income they earn in W-2 or 1099. And if they work for the current company less than 2 years, then you need to ask for previous employer information. So that's the first page. So all of them are important. The second page we have in the middle part we have what called property owned. So that we will ask them how many property do they own. If they own more than 5 properties, we'll have to provide them extra, or we might write it somewhere else and submit together with this. Some people own 20 properties. This is not enough. We have to write more on another page and set it in together to the loan department. Right underneath property owned, we ask for credit card information. Why? Because in order for us to do a pre-approval for our client, we have to run their credits. And to run the credits, it costs them money. And now the money is like $63. Yeah, I have to change the fee here, otherwise we pay for it. Nobody changed it yet. Change it to $65.
It's now 65?
Yes,
Yeah.
each report is $65. Why we have to collect this money? Some agent said, I'm gonna pay for my client. That's not a good idea, unless you really, you have your purpose. But for my own experience, I remember one time, long time ago, one of the clients asked me to do a pre-approval for him. And when I asked him to pay, back then only $35 for the credit report, and he said, give him a few hours, don't run his credit, and he doesn't give me the money. He went to a different broker, and he gave his information, and they ran him a credit report for free. And he brought his credit report over here. Do you want to work with those people? They don't value people work hours. They just take advantage of another broker. Get the credit report, give it to me, ask me to do the pre-approval. You know what? I didn't do it for him. I said, I cannot do this. This credit report is not my credit report. This is somebody else's credit report. You can go back there and ask them to do the pre-approval for you. Why don't he ask them to do a pre-approval for him there? Why he have to come to me and get for a pre-approval?
Yeah, I think that's a good point that you brought that up. Whenever when you see clients doing it their way, I think they're sending you a message that it's probably hard to work with this client. You know what I mean? He goes, he doesn't follow your instruction. This loan is going to be hard. That's a message already. It's a red flag.
Okay.
So you got in the process. You should actually that paper, that 2 pages there. It's an interview, right? You can spot red flags here.
Right.
So by asking question, how long have you been with this company, and if they're gonna give you the right information, that's a red flag. So you need to get all the pay stubs, information about the company, and whenever how much down payment are you planning to put down. Again, if they cannot give you the information, those are red flags. And if they are not confident giving you the information, it's a red flag. Ask more questions. You want them to be comfortable giving you that information because you're helping them get the loan.
Exactly.
It's not. This is not like a personal property. This is a real property.
Exactly. And you know what? Thank you, Alex. We are serious here, right? We're professional. We help people. And if somebody is not serious, we don't want to work with them, period. We have to save our time for other people who are serious, who really need our help.
Yeah, not only that, it's just that when you ask this question, you want to save their time as well, not only yours. And you know what? If the chemistry is not working here, I don't want to waste your time. You just show me. Do you know any other agent that can help you? Because I think it just doesn't fit our standards here. You know what I mean? You gotta you gotta maintain your standards to help this kind of people. And if they don't meet your standard, please go to the next client, or refer them to somebody that will work with that type of people.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be a headache.
I know, it's really awesome for sharing that. So, and also, when we run credit report, we have to pay for the vendor who provide the database. It's not our database. So we don't want to pay for that. We have the client pay for that because when we do a pre-approval, it's a free service and it's hours of work here. So it's not like it costs no money for a pre-approval. It costs a lot of money for the pre-approval, but we give them a free pre-approval. The only thing they ask them is to pay for their credit report to see how serious they are. And we want to collect this money before we run the credit. Okay? And of course, they have to sign the authorization form for us to run the credit. And the last part of the second page of the loan questionnaire is the checklist. The checklist will ask them to provide pay stub, 1 month of pay stub, 2 months of bank statement, 2 years of W-2, 2 years of tax return, driver license, and mortgage statement, home insurance if they currently own any property. If somebody is self-employed and they have K1 file, we want 2 years of K1. K1 is on form 1120S. Okay. So that's loan questionnaire. It's just very important information, and it's really important for you as an agent to collect all the data and bring the loan to us. So this is the borrower authorization form. They sign it so we can proceed the loan, run in their credit, analyze their income. They have to sign this for us to start working on the loan. Any question between these two forms, residential loan application and the loan questionnaire? Any question between them? If no question, we can move on to the next subject. Okay. Why do we need a pre-approval? I think I have it written there. Dylan, can you read it for me?
Importance of pre-approval. Know exact price range and what loan program is best. Sellers will only review offer with pre-approval letter. Serious buyer and ready to close the deal.
Thank you. Do you agree with all that? Yeah. So the client come to us for a pre-approval, or if you have a buyer out of nowhere calling you, say, hey, Elvis, I want to buy a house. Your first question should be, do you know if you qualify for any loan? Or have you ever done a pre-approval? They might say, what do you mean by pre-approval? Why do we need it? I said, okay, pre-approval is a letter that the lender will issue to tell the seller how much you qualify. And also it's very important, you want to know it before you go see the home. Because you don't want to show home to your client before they show you their pre-approval letter. Why? Because they don't even know how much they can afford. If they say, I want to see a $2 million home, but what if they not qualify for that $2 million home, right? You want to make sure they qualify for what they want to see. So before you show any property, the first thing is pre-approval letter. If they don't have it, hey, I'm going to help you get a pre-approval letter. Let's work together. Why don't you come to my office, bring the following document with you. So you read them what you need. I have it on the second page of the loan questionnaire. You text them, because they don't remember, text them what they need. Say, can you come here today or tomorrow or whatever, you set a time and say, bring this with you. I'm gonna text you what I need. So text them the list of what they need to bring to you. So when they come, you will fill this form for them. And you have this form filled out with their signature on the authorization form. Or they also have to sign the bottom of page 2 of loan questionnaire. And you have everything they bring over. Pay stub, W-2, tax return, everything, bank statement. You have the whole package to submit to our loan department. If you submit the whole package, everything we need, you will get a pre-approval within 24 hours. And then after that, you know exactly what your client needs, qualify for, and then you can start doing your thing. Help them to find home. Do your search. Of course, you have to know what kind of home they want, right? 3 bedroom, 2 bedroom. That's your job. You have to find out what area do they want to buy home, right? 95121 or 95148, whatever area. Your job is to understand them, to find them the home that they dream of, right? But the first thing is pre-approval letter, because pre-approval letter is really important. It will be telling your client how much they qualify for, and they will look for a home within that price, right? And also it's seller, they won't look at the offer if they don't see the pre-approval letter, right? Without the pre-approval letter, they don't look at the offer. And also, if they willing to bring you everything and go through the whole process of pre-approval, that means they are serious. Yes, I like, go ahead.
That's a good statement there. The seller won't look at your offer if you don't have a pre-approval. However, there's a technique used by other agents. They don't have pre-approval yet, they don't have any pre-qualifying letter, but they're the highest price. Okay? Highest price. So what that means is that they will still consider that. As a listing agent, I would say I'm a listing agent because I've listed more homes than sell homes. So what I do is set that aside. It's the highest price. So what I do is talk to that agent. I give him a call and say, hey, you know what? I really thank you for the offer, and you're the highest price. As a matter of fact, and we're sellers considering that. However, then I interview the other agent. By the way, where's the pre-approval? Has your buyer been through? Oh yeah, we have it. Okay, can you send me that? So probably they forget it, that's one, or they're in the process. Okay, we will consider that. But the thing is, you have that communication with that other agent, that could be the best offer. It's just that they missed the pre-approval letter there, or they are just short on time. But I will call that agent and really
Awesome. Good sharing, Alex. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, sometimes people in the process of getting a pre-approval, but you give them enough time to give you that. That's really awesome. Nowadays, in this market, because it's so hot, and they compete with many buyers to get the home. I've been working with many agents in the last few weeks. They always ask me to call the listing agent before the listing agent call me. It's like, can you please call the listing agent for me, talk about the buyer's, his qualification? Because now it's so hard to get a home. So you have to have the best offer to get a home. So make sure you go out with the pre-approval letter before searching for a home. It's really hard to get a home right now, but we still can sell it. Okay, next. Okay, any questions before we go on about pre-approval? No? Okay. People on Zoom, are you doing okay? How you guys doing over there, Zoom people?
We're okay.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, preparing for mortgage application process. Why the lender want all document below? Okay, first of all, why bank statement? Anybody? Why bank statement? Proof of may sometime income and funds for down payment, right? Awesome. Most recent 2 months bank statement, okay? Look at how I write it. BNKSDNSDMT. I save, and my whole mortgage team save with this type of name for each one, like pay stub, that's how we save them. And then W2, you see on the right side, we have example of how we save file. So that it's easy for us to search for them. It's easy for you. If you remember this and you save file this way, it's very easy for you to look for them too. Okay? So this is how we save our file. Anyway, we need 2-month bank statement, first of all, to see their fund to close, and sometimes that bank statement show their income that coming in each month. But mostly, lender will look to see if the money for down payment is seasoned for at least 2 months. What does it mean? That means the money in the bank statement not cash and or not something just deposited. They want the money there a while, like the saving money for down payment. They don't want to see like 100,000 in the bank account, but 50,000 just deposited. If they see some large deposit, they will ask where this money come from, right? If it's cash, that cash is not gonna work. Lender won't accept cash money for down payment for conventional loan. No cash for down payment because they don't know where that money come from. They cannot find out the original of the cash. So we can't So when you talk to your client on the first section, talk about money. Money is really important. Ask them, ask them the first question, what do you think? How much do you think you want to buy? What is the price range? And they may say 1.5 million. And you say, may you tell me how much you plan to put down for down payment? They say, I think I can do 200,000 down payment. And then your next question will be, can you tell me where is the money right now? Are they in your bank account? And if they say yes, and you say, how long have they been in the bank account? If they say, they're a long time, that's awesome. Or most of the time, they will say, I want to put down 100,000 down payment, but I only have 20,000 in there. And you say, then how about the other 80,000? Then you say, I will get it from my brother, my sister, my mom, my dad, or I have some cash. Then you say, first of all, cash, you cannot deposit cash into your account because they won't allow you to use it. And if you put it in there, it's going to be frozen. It's going to stay there. You're going to be using it until after the transaction. It's just there, stuck where you cannot use it. And you have to explain where the money comes from and all kind of stuff. I don't want you to deposit any cash amount into your bank account. And they say, okay, I have money from my mom, gonna give me 50,000, my brother give me 20,000, whatever. Then you will ask them to say, okay, do not ask them to write you a check and do not deposit that check into your bank account. Why? Because if you deposit their check into your bank account, what's gonna happen? Lender will ask for their bank statement. And no, they don't want to keep bank statement. You want to give your bank statement because you want a home, you want a loan, but why they have to give the lender bank statement? They also don't want you to see the bank statement. So the best way to go about is let them keep the money until 5 days before we close the transaction. They will wire the money directly to the title company. That way, we don't need to ask for their bank statement. The money goes from their bank to title company directly, wiring, okay? So that's way we don't have to go through a lot of things. And that money considered gift fund. And gift fund can only be used for owner-occupied home. That means you lived in the home. You buy it to live in it. So remember, no investment. So gift fund is not is for investment property, only for owner-occupied property. So bank statement, also one more thing I want to remind you guys. If you receive a bank statement from your client, I want you to read it. Don't just forward it to us. Read it to find out if there is any cash down payment, cash deposit, any large deposit. Ask them right there and then, what is this money? Where is it from? If it is a check of 10,000, they say, oh, I didn't know I deposited already. Then you will have to ask for the bank statement of the other person to prove that that money come from there, that 10,000 come from somewhere else. Okay? And one more thing, when you read the bank statement, if you see something keep going out every month, the same amount, like 595 again. And if that amount doesn't show up in the credit report, that 595, what is it? It's not showing on your credit report that you have to pay something 595, but it's showing your bank statement 595. What is it? And somebody say, I asked my brother to buy a car for me. He is on the loan of the car, but every month I have to write $595 to pay for the payment. Then you don't want to submit that bank statement to the lender because you don't want lender to know they have another liability, $595 paying a month, because that might kill the transaction. So loan department need to read bank statement to find the repeated payment amount. If it's the same amount, it keep repeated every month, you have to find out what it is, and you don't want to send that to the lender if that amount doesn't show on the credit report, but it's shown on the bank statement only. Okay?
Well, since we only have 2 months of bank statement, so we need to see the two payments of
Yeah.
the same.
But sometimes it show up on two bank statements,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And that is a problem.
Okay.
We had that problem before.
Okay.
It killed the deal though. It $595 is a big amount. Then buyer might have to bring a lot of more down payment to keep the loan, to get the loan going, but the loan amount is smaller because down payment has to be more, and sometimes people don't have more down payment. Then we kill the deal, right? Okay. Pay stuff, we need 1 month of pay stuff to show, of course, we need to see the income, right? The pay stuff will show the year-to-date income, and so that pay stuff is really important. We need to know they are still earning the income, and that's why it has to be recent, most recent 1 month of pay stuff. And in the pay stuff, it might show they have overtime, whatever the pay stuff have all the breakdowns that we want to see and lender want to see. I don't want to go through too much into the pay stuff, but we need a good pay stuff. Okay, and if it's teacher, they might have only 1 pay stub a month, then we ask for 2 pay stub. If normally people have 2 pay stub a month, then we only need 1 month of pay stub. Or we will have 4 pay stub a month, we only need 1 month of pay stub. But for people who have one pay stub per month, we need 2 months of pay stub. We need 2 years of W-2, the most recent one. So right now we are 2023. We need 2022 and 2021 W-2. Okay. Tax return, we also need most recent. Right now 2023, we need 2021 and 2022 tax return. But someone that have not filed 22 tax return, we need their tax extension letter from the CPA. Okay, but we still have to turn in 2021 and 2022 tax return with the extension letter. See that? You get it, right? Okay, so normally right now 2023,
Yeah.
we need to collect 2021 tax return and 2022 tax return.
And if they don't,
And if they don't have the 2020 tax return yet, that's normal. Then we ask for 2020
Oh, okay.
and 2021 tax return.
And
And
then
they
they-
have to provide the extension
Extension
letter,
letter,
okay?
I get it.
So we have 3 things up to, okay? If borrower currently own properties, then we need them to provide evidence of insurance, EOI, evidence of insurance, mortgage statement, and HOA statement. Of course, we want the latest information. If people own 3 properties, then we will need to have 3 evidence of insurance, 3 mortgage statement if they have mortgage, and whatever property have the HOA payment, they have to provide the HOA statement. So these are the documents that we will ask our client to provide to us. And everything is important. Why we need evidence of insurance? Okay, first of all, all property that have mortgage must have insurance. Why? If the house burned down, the insurance gonna pay for it, so the lender won't lose the money. The insurance is kind of protecting the lender here, and also protecting the borrower, right? If you will believe there are people, they at the time of getting the loan, they get a home insurance, and then at some point they forget to pay for it and they don't have insurance. That's dangerous, because whatever happened at that moment when they have no insurance, they lose everything. So as an agent, if you try to collect the document and then you feel like, wait a minute, you don't have the insurance for the home? I want you to go today and get the insurance right away. Effective today, not effective tomorrow. What if something happened today? You lose your home. So your job is to protect your client property, to protect your client assets, to protect your client everything. We're not here just to sell. We're here to help people, to protect their money, their assets, their properties. So if somebody doesn't have the home insurance, you need to take care of that right away. Say, if you don't have time, let me call the insurance agent. I know they get you the policy that effective today. That's what you do. That's your extra step that you do for your client.
Nowadays, I couldn't imagine any homeowner who doesn't get a homeowner insurance. I couldn't imagine.
There are.
Do you have some people? Do you come across any people
Yeah.
who doesn't have a home insurance?
Yeah. They think they save money by not buying home insurance. But that's the wrong thing to say. They focus on the wrong thing. They don't know how important it is. Mortgage statement, why we need mortgage statement? Let them look at the mortgage statement. They will know the client paying the monthly mortgage on time or not. Because if it's not on time, it shows right away the late fee, whatever on the statement. That's why they ask for the latest mortgage statement. So when we, our loan department, receiving a mortgage statement, we have to read it to find out if they have any late payment. Because if they have any late payment now, we're in big trouble. Big trouble. They can be late payment on their credit cards, but nobody want to be late payment on mortgage because that might ruin the whole thing. Okay, so we want to check the mortgage statement, see if they do on-time payment. If their balance is current, that's important. Okay, and also home insurance, mortgage payment, home insurance payment, mortgage payment, and HOA payment. They're all effective. They all affect the debt-to-income ratio. That's why we need all of it. Okay. So whatever we ask here, we really need it. We don't ask it because we want to. We really need it because it affects the borrower qualification. Okay. Any question before we move on to the next one?
Yeah, I mean, at one time, we did have a training that we have banks that will go with one late. Remember we had that?
Yeah, it depends on the loan program.
Yeah.
Yeah, depends. That in detail. Yes, sometimes they allow one late, but that late had to be before 2 months or something.
Before what?
2 months, like more than 2 months or so.
But if it's within 1 year,
I think it's FHA allowed that. Only FHA allowed.
only FHA. Okay.
Yeah.
One late.
Yeah, only FHA.
Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna move on to the next slide. Understanding lenders' requirements. Okay. Anyone on Zoom want to read the first one for me? Anyone?
I can read that.
Okay.
I will.
Okay, go ahead, Alice.
Understanding lenders' requirement, capacity, future ability to make payments, income and job security.
Thank you, Alice. Okay, everyone. So you always heard people say there are 4 C's when lender look into your loan application. So the first C is capacity. The capacity meaning they want to know if you are able to pay the mortgage payment that you are borrowing, right? And how do they know if you are capable of paying back? They look into your income and your job security. Actually, they also look into your liabilities. Income and job security is important, but liability is also important because it affects it. So they will have to look into your income to see how much you make per month. We have another section of income calculation, but lender want to make sure after you pay your mortgage payment, after you pay your monthly home insurance, monthly property tax or HOA, you still have enough money for other expenses like food, gas, health insurance, car insurance, your kids' expenses, so many things.
All kind of bills.
All kind of bills. So if your income, if you make $10,000 and your monthly mortgage payment plus your monthly property tax and home insurance and HOA, if it come up 8,000 and your income is 10,000, no way they lend you, right? Because then you run out of all your money, 2,000, you won't be able to do anything. So they have to look at, and normally it's less than 50%. So if you make 10,000 a month, then your monthly mortgage plus monthly property tax, insurance, and HOA less than 5,000, then you qualify, right? But of course, there are more factors to include into the debt-to-income ratio. But right now, I just telling you that income is really crucial, very important for you to get the loan. And they look into your job security. They want your 2-year job history to see how long you've been in the job. Because if you keep changing job, then you might not have a stable job, right? If you in the company for more than 2 years, that's maybe a stable job for you. And they're not only looking into that, they look into the income 2020, 2021, 2022. And if the income keep going up, that means you are a good employee and you might be stay here for a while. If your income keep going down, they cut your hour every year, then you might lose your job very soon. They might not want you anymore. So let them look into that, and they say this buyer, they don't have a good, income train, then they might not approve your loan. So that's why let them look into the past income. That's why you say, wait, you ask for pay stuff, that means my current income. Why you ask for my W-2? Why you ask for 2-year W-2? The 2-year W-2 telling the lender if your income is going up or going down. And you might ask, why they ask for my tax return? I already give you pay stuff, W-2, and now why you ask for tax return? Because some people in the tax return they deduct everything. For example, they have a W-2 income and they have a separate business income which they lost 100,000. Wait, you earned 100,000 from your W-2 and your business income you lost 100,000. That means you have zero income. See? Then they look at tax return because they find something there too. If you do business and you lose all your money, then you basically have no income. Then I'm not going to qualify you for the loan. Or somebody they have 10 property for rents, but in the tax return it's all negative. Then they not qualify for a loan. See? So in the past, I see a lot of doctors who make a lot of money, but they deduct everything. They don't qualify for any mortgage. So that's why investor nowadays they have P&L, they have VOE. You see, no program, we don't need tax return because no investor, they smart. They say, I know there are a lot of people, they don't want to pay for tax. Their tax return look negative, but they make lots of money. So we created loan program for those people. The program name is P&L and VOE or no docs. We don't care about anything. So those investors, they aim at the people who file tax, all negative, but they really making a lot of money. See? But then, because they make a lot of money, those programs require more down payment. You see? When you don't show tax return, when you don't show income, then you have to have more down payment. That's it. That's easy to understand, right? So if your client asks why I have to provide everything, that's how you explain to them. Then they're looking at everything. Okay? And the second C is capital. Capital also means cash or reserve. Fund for down payment, we talked about this previously. Gift fund is only for owner-occupied property, not for investment property. So you buy a property for yourself to live in, then you are allowed to get gift fund from your family. Your money, normally for down payment, you submit in your saving account, checking account, 401k. You can use money from 401k for down payment. You know that, right? Good. The third C, collateral. The collateral is the property that we're purchasing or we're refinancing. Because when we apply for a mortgage, we actually use our property as a collateral for the mortgage, right? So lender want to know, okay, so what is the property value? Because if you want to borrow $1 million loan, the property value has to be a lot more than 1 million, right? So that's why they want the appraiser to go out and look at the property, take a picture and create a report in detail about the property. The lender doesn't go to the property, but the lender will look at the appraisal report to understand the condition of the property and how much it is. Okay? the property of the property is really important. The value of the property is really important because lender have guideline on, okay, if you want to cash out, this is your maximum loan to value, right? For example, FHA loan, the maximum loan to value for cash out is 80%, right? Then if the property value is $1 million, the maximum loan amount is $800,000, right? Lender based on LTV to give the client, the borrower, the amount loan they want. But in order for them to do that, they have to look at the value of the property. So appraisal report is really important. Also, the appraiser might comment something about the property. If the appraiser comment the property have health issue or safety issue, that means if you walk in the house, it might be dangerous. Then lender might not lend you the money either because who would want to lend something that's unsafe? Right? Health issue, safety issue, that's serious problem. If the appraiser comments something like that, you have to go and fix it. Your client have to fix it before we can lend the money, right? Anything else about appraisal report? Anything else you guys think of? Loan department? What? Anything else?
I have a question there.
Question.
Credit history of a
No,
paying bill.
that's the last one.
For income, like
For the investment
Yeah,
property?
investment.
Okay.
That's
So
the
for the
appraisal.
investment property, beside the appraisal report, we have to order a 1007 form, which tell the lender the rental income of the property. So that's really important. And also, a lot of lender, they pay attention to, for example, some people, they're tricky. The home they live in, they rent a home, but they say that home is owner occupied to get a low interest rate. But if the appraisal come, and for some reason the owner not there and the tenant was there and say, I am renting the property, then the loan is denied. Because say, in the loan application it said this is owner occupied, but then when the appraisal can comment, I need the tenants of the property. So this is not owner occupied, this is a rental property, and then that's it, we done. The loan is over, okay? It's really, that's why lender have to hire a third company, the third vendor to go in the property to find out the truth about the property, what it is. And also,
Question, MC.
yes? Yes, Jane.
Let's say you rent the house out and then you move back, and you want to do refi cash out as an owner occupy. How long do you have to move back to prove that you're living there?
I don't think you need to, how long, you just, as long as you really move back and all your documents supported that you're living there, then you have to be able to.
So maybe 2 months worth before you can refi cash out as an owner occupy?
As long as, you show your bank statement, your ID, your whatever document you submit have that address as the owner occupied property. And if where you work, does it make sense to go to work from that property? If everything makes sense, it can be right away. You don't need to wait. Okay? You don't need to wait. But good question, Jim. Good question.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it's about. If I miss anything, if you guys remember, you can remind me. But appraisal report is really important.
And see, the question I was asking is regarding to test a borrower's credit. Is the history of paying bills and debts. What kind of bill
Okay.
can neglect? The lender doesn't carry too much weight. What kind of bill is
Okay.
very important?
Okay. So the last C, the fourth C is credits, right? Good. Okay. I got it, Alice. What kind of bills? Okay. Anything that show up in your credit report. Anything. It show in your credit report.
Department store, credit card.
Yeah, credit cards, student loan, auto loans, anything that's shown in your credit report. I shouldn't put bill there, I should put debts, paying debts. Okay? So they look at, why they look at your credit report? They want to know if this person is responsible for his debts. Is he paying everything on time? Or he always late? And also, somebody, he maxed out everything. Then, is this a good borrower? Because look like he spent every penny he has. Will he be able to pay his mortgage, right? He doesn't have a house yet, but look, he borrowed money left and right. He spent all his money. He is a good borrower, right? They look at everything. Of course, the score will show. If somebody maxed out their card, their score is really low, really low. And that's why lenders set a standard for credit score. In order for you to get a loan with conventional loan, your minimum middle FICO score has to be at least 620. 620. Because if somebody maxes out every single card and late payment all the time, their score is like 500 something. They're not qualified for any mortgage, right? So score would tell the person behavior of their liability, right? And then they also look at trade lines. See how many trade lines the person have. Normally they require minimum 3 trade lines, right? And trade line can be student loan, can be mortgage, can be credit card. So if somebody has 2 trade lines, then they need to get another credit card or something, okay? So let them look at all this when they pre-approve or approve a loan. Any question before we move on? Any question, anybody?
PG&E bill shows up on the credit report.
Huh?
PG&E bill.
I don't think that's shown on the credit report. I should not put the bills there. I should take away that. I should put paying debts. Okay. But, okay.
Michelle,
Yes.
hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, thank you. Sorry. You said that trade lines, did you say 3 is minimum?
Yeah. We need 3 trade lines. We need 3
Okay.
trade lines. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Go back to the bills. Sometimes when people don't pay their medical bill, they got collection. It show up in their credit report.
Really?
Yeah, and if you don't pay your property tax bill, it show up on your credit report as well. So I should leave it there. So they look at everything.
Child support?
Child support, yeah, it's showing up. So credit report, lender, they look at every single thing about you in terms of finance. So they know really well about you before they lend you money, but they smart. They lend you a lot of money. They should know about it, right?
And how about utility bill?
Utility bill, if you don't pay it, it also show up on your credit report. Or, actually, utility bill, it show on your prelim report. Utility bill, if you don't pay it, it's so funny. It show on the prelim report sometime. Okay, I think utility bill, tax bill.
No, last time I had a client, utility go to credit report.
Credit report. So that it go to both, I think. It go to both.
to like collection
Collection.
and make the score so low.
Exactly. Good, Gina. So utility bills, all kind of bills, if you don't make payment, it go to both places. Not just credit report, it go to your house too. So it show up in the prelim report. It's happened. So make sure you tell your clients, if you have a debt, make sure you pay it. You have to pay it, otherwise it leans on your home and in your credit report. It show up everywhere and it's hard for you to move on.
Question here.
Yeah.
If I have a house and the tenant living in that house doesn't pay utility on time, what happens with?
Do you have their social security number? You can, if you have, okay, once the tenant rent your home, right? You have to collect their social security number And when you collect the social security number, you report them, and that going to the report. You see that? The security link with your credit report. Whatever you didn't do right, and if somebody have your social security number, you can report you, and it show up on your credit report. So your tenants have to give you their credit report, social security number, and you have to run the credits before you rent a home to them. Always run the credits. As an agent, you can do extra service to your client, to your real estate investor, by providing them credit report. Of course, you don't have to give it for free. You say, okay, you are renting a house and you need help with the credit report or credit check, I can help you. And they have to pay for the fee, but they know, right? They know if they renting to a good tenants or not. Okay? Any question? Good question though. I like question because that make it clearer, and sometimes I learn from the question too. Any question?
I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, because my phone didn't work before. You're talking about the 2-month bank statement. So what if the borrower has that money before the 2 months?
That's
Would that be
good.
okay? Would that be an issue for them?
No, that's even better. Okay. For example, let me clear it out. If your client give you bank statement of February and January of 2023, and in both bank statement they have current balance of 200,000, it doesn't show any deposit. That's the best bank statement you have. That means all the deposit made before January. That's we call clean bank statement. We love those bank statements. If the money just deposit the last 2 months, January and February, and if it's just their income, that's no problem. But if the money deposit is not their income, and it's larger than their income, we have to explain to lender. So if somebody have money season 2 months, 3 months, 4, 5 months before they buy a home, that you have very good buyer who ready to buy. And we love to have those loans because they're easy to do. Good question.
Thank you. Another question, you mentioned about the rental properties. So the lenders would require the P&L.
No,
Did the borrowers have the rental properties?
no, the rental properties, lender will ask for a tax return, and in tax
Yes.
return, Schedule E will show the income and the expenses of all rental properties.
Okay,
Lender look into Schedule E for rental properties.
thank you.
Of course, good question. Okay, we're gonna move on. Okay, guys, I want to remind you what kind of loans we offer here at PacificWide. At PacificWide, we offer mobile home loans. We can do mobile home loans, everyone. That's awesome, right? HELOC loan, and we have jumbo conventional loan. Our jumbo loan jumbo loans now have very good rates as well. Now conventional loan, we can do FHA loan. FHA loan is for homeowner who have low down payment. Low down payment meaning they only have 3.5% for down payment. By the way, conventional loan, the minimum down payment is 3%. 3% of $1 million is how much?
30,000.
30,000 only. If they qualify for the mortgage, they only need 30,000 for a down payment, right? With conventional loan, so maybe what is the maximum conforming high balance? Maybe that's too much. We have to go down on the price. Maybe somebody buy a 900,000, oh no, I mean 800,000 home, and then they do 3% down payment for conventional, that for sure. FHA loan, VA loan means 0 down payment. FHA loan is 3.5% down payment, VA loan is 3% down payment. And remember, we still have no docs loan, everyone. That means we don't need any documents, okay? We only care about credit score and down payment. And we have P&L loan. We talk about P&L. P&L for people who file tax and have all negative income, but they're really making income. Then we have P&L loan for self-employed people. We have VOE loan for people who have W-2 income, but they don't want to sort a tax return. We can do VOE loan for them, no problem. We have IT loan. IT loan is for people who have no social security number, but they file tax in America. IT stand for individual tax, no, identity. Hold on, what is it? Individual tax identity number. Okay, individual tax identification number. Individual tax identification number. Okay. I have problem with these things. Okay, and then we also do loan for 5 to 8 unit loan. Okay, so remember, we can do all these loans at PacificWide. All you need to do is contact our mortgage team to get it done. Is it easy?
All these
Yes.
loan program require minimum FICO score 660.
No, different loan programs have different FICO score. I'm gonna review them pretty soon. This year I'm gonna review all loan programs for all of you. But today just the introduction. Actually, you should know about it all the time. But I'm gonna go back and review each loan program so that everybody will be on the same page. Okay? I think that's the last slide, right? You, what is the next slide? Okay, what is your business goal? Remember?
Nancy,
Yes, hold on, Kim.
Nancy, can you go back to the last slide?
Yeah, of course. Remember?
2 questions.
Of
On the
course.
HELOC loans,
Yes.
is the process the same as a regular conventional loan? Like they do appraisal and everything too?
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
Yeah, it's basically a lot the same.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
So Jose doing this, so he answered your question, not me. So yes, we have appraisal, we have, it's just like a normal loan.
Okay. And you mentioned the conventional loan, you can down 3%. Is that new?
No, it's a long time, but I think only for conforming loan. I think for high balance, it have to be 5% down payment. For,
They always couple the 3% down with the FHA loan, not the conventional.
no,
I think that's a
FHA,
3.5.
no, FHA 3.5% down payment, and FHA loan amount can go up.
Conventional is less than FHA.
Exactly. Okay, let me repeat. Let me do this. For FHA loan, the maximum loan amount is the high balance loan is 920,000 with 3.5% down. But for conventional loan, for conforming high balance, 5% down payment is minimum. But for conventional loan, with 3% down payment, you can only do conforming loan, and I think it's 720. What is the limit for this?
76,
7 what?
26.
726. So for conforming conventional loan in Santa Clara County, the maximum loan amount is 726,000. With 726,000 maximum loan amount, 3% down payment is minimum. 726. Is the how about the high balance? It's 940 or 920?
No, 1,082,000.
Oh, 1 million. Oh my goodness, I forgot. Okay, okay. I need to remind myself. So for the high balance loan amount is 1,080,000. Over $1 million, but you have to do at least 5% down payment for that high balance loan. 5% down payment. Maximum loan amount is 1,080,000 for conventional loan high balance in Santa Clara County. Any amount above 1,080,000 is jumbo loan. Okay. Okay. Good question, Chị Vân Anh. Yeah, you make me think, and you make me learn. And that is good. I need to learn. Next slide. Okay. Remember, I asked you to look at your goal weekly or daily. And if you don't see what you want to do, what you plan to do yet, you gotta work harder. Look at your goal weekly. So every week I do my training. I ask you for your. Have you look at your goal? Okay. If you haven't looked at your goal yet, create a habit to look at your goal weekly. And today, after this training, I want you to text at least 5 people, call at least 5 people, email at least 5 people, whoever you feel comfortable with. Talk about what you learned today, okay? You tell them today what you learned. Hey, You know what I learned about the loan process? It's just easy and simple. If you know anyone who first time home buyer and want to learn about it, let them talk to me or refer them to me. I'll help them. Or you talk about we do HELOC loan, we do mobile home loans, we do jumbo loan, we do conventional loan, we do no doc loan. You just have to text people what you got today. But I want you to focus on a few things. HELOC loans, mobile home loans, 5 to 8 unit apartment. Text your client, your past client, your potential client, your friends, your family. Email them, text them, call them. That's how you spread what you know to other people. I want you to learn it and I want you to use it. Do not just learn it and go home do nothing about it. So I think I'm done for today's training. I think I go a little long. Anybody see my writing contest on Facebook?
Yeah, but I'm no longer 6th grade.
I know, but you...
Neither are my children. Question on the HELOC, MC.
Yeah?
What's the maximum that we can borrow?
I think it's 500.
Amount? Is it 250?
No.
500?
I think 500.
500?
Yeah, I think 500.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, if anyone, I run a new campaign for kids from 3rd grade to 6th grade. Where they have prize to if they make a good essay, 2 pages. So you know anyone, your niece, your nephew, whoever that wanna join the contest, forward my post to them so they can join the contest. They write something meaningful and they make some money. Is it awesome? Children.
How much?
What contest? What contest in Midjob?
It's a writing contest. And the
What
top
writing contest?
writing
What's
contest.
the price?
Hold on. Okay, it's about, the topic is what does home mean to you? So you want to see the kid to say, what does it mean to them? Is a home is where they can go home and be themselves, or where
Don't
they...
say it.
What?
Don't
What's
give
the
the
topic? What's the topic? I didn't.
No, don't tell June he has young children.
Please ask them to write. It's a, what does home mean to you?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna make up a niece.
Okay, you can do that too. And the price for 3rd grade to 6th grade is $100 for first prize. $100. They can buy a lot of toys for $100.
What? You say 100,000?
$100.
No, $200.
$100 for first prize.
Oh, 100. Okay. I make
Oh, how about we make 1,000?
You want
Don't tell June.
Okay,
Don't tell
no.
June he has young children.
Anyone who wants to donate more money, I'll put it in there. If somebody wants to be a sponsor, I'll put a case. I have 3-5 sponsor, and they say your first prize now 1,000. I'll do that. I'll put your information up there. But it's good to
Advertisement.
yeah, you can do that. Say, chị Vân Anh, she gonna sponsor $100. Anh June sponsor $200, and then your first prize now is $400. And I put your
June shouldn't have
information
said
there.
anything.
I put your information there. Anyway, it's a fun thing to have the children do. It actually make them think about what a home really means to them. And they should appreciate they have a family. I mean, it's time to make our kids think seriously about something. And I want them to write about their family. They should be proud of their family. Okay? They should be happy they have a family. I'm gonna I will post a video about this contest. You see, and I hope it run well. And I hope anyone you know have little children, 3rd grade to 6th grade, please encourage them to join. I run this campaign myself, not the PacificWide.
3rd grade to 6th grade?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I do this because I think it's fun to do. And yesterday when I was on the way home, I thought of my daughter who in college. I miss her so much.
No, don't cry.
I am.
Oh. But that's a good idea, MC.
I can't talk
She's
anymore.
still crying.
I can't talk anymore.
All right.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with your body. Every day's doing something new. I'm in love with the shape of when we kick it. Let's story begin. We're going out on our first date. You and me, it's so bold. You can meet the little guy again. We talk for hours and hours about sweet and sour and how your family's doing
Bây giờ học
okay.
gì hả chị?
And leaving you in the taxi, driver, make the radio play. And singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. You're like a magnet.
Good. So you should talk about it on your social media.
I'm in love with your body.
We learn it. You know
Last night you
it.
were in my room. And now I bet she smell like you. Every day's coloring something brand new. I'm in love with your body. 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 Every day's coloring something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. Come on, be my baby. Come on. 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 Come on, be.
Everybody ready for meeting? Yeah.
Okay. Anybody who have anything to share? You're gonna sit here or will you sit here? You're gonna use this